This is a video to show a simplified problem of a VLOOKUP where you have the wrong information showing up for a menu item. In this case, I've got a menu, and you have the wrong information showing up for one of your lookup values. So in order to figure out what that is, what we have is a menu with 3 items, and it has ingredients and cooking instructions that would match up with where we are storing everything on a separate tab with ingredient list and cooking instructions. And as you can see, here's Aunt Rosa's spaghetti, here's the ingredient list, and here's the cooking instructions. We come over here, ingredients and cooking instructions match perfectly with what we have over here. Now let's take a look at the next item. We have grandma's roast beef, we have ingredients, and we have cooking instructions. And if we look on the source of it, we have the same ingredients and cooking instructions here. Finally, we go to Chuck's chicken sandwich, and I can already see it's asking for ground beef, and the ingredients and cooking instructions look like they're the same as what we have for Aunt Rosa's spaghetti. The problem is we're looking for the ingredients of chicken and a different set of cooking instructions here, but we're not seeing them when we pull it up in our VLOOKUP. And the problem is because when you do this in Excel, you have to have the list that you're doing the VLOOKUP to be alphabetized. If it's not alphabetized, you're going to have problems. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to alphabetize everything and swap places with the G and the C. If Grandma's was as G, C was for Chuck's chicken, and Aunt Rosa's is A, so that comes first. So now we have this list alphabetized. When we come back here, you'll see that everything actually works now. So you can have everything fixed simply by alphabetizing everything, and it will all fall back in the proper order and everything will work out just fine. If you don't want to do that, and there would be a good cause not to, is a lot of people don't understand what they're doing, and if they have to put a new menu item in, or if they have to put a bunch of different menu items, there's the potential that they can make a mistake in sorting, cause the list to get mixed up a little bit, and then you'd really have a lot of problems. So the solution is if you don't want your user to have to sort the list every time they add something new and resort it, you can do something else with your VLOOKUP that will make it work. Now I just swapped this back to where it's no longer alphabetized, and it should have we'll have the same problem that we had starting out with Chuck's chicken sandwich. So we come over here, and of course it's listing the ingredients for Aunt Rosa's spaghetti, but what we can do is the VLOOKUP's broken into 4 different parts. The last part being the range lookup is optional. Well, it's looking up Chuck's chicken sandwich, it's going into the range we have on our other tab, and it's going to column 2 to get the ingredients. All of that works fine when it's alphabetized, but when it's not alphabetized, you have to add this, where it's going to look for an exact match, so you put false. What that does is that forces Excel's VLOOKUP function to look for the exact information, and it doesn't get tripped up when things are not in alphabetical order. So we switch that VLOOKUP and add the final optional portion of the function range lookup and make it false. This VLOOKUP function with our drop down menu works just fine. You can have true there too, but it will give you the same results as having nothing in there. So really what you'd be focusing on if you're getting the wrong values is either alphabetizing the list or just adding the last item to the VLOOKUP function that is optional, which is the range lookup, and making it false, and that will fix it.